Welcome to the Awakening podcast. This is the very first episode. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, why I've started this, and my hopes for this podcast. My name is Roy Collin. I'm Irish. I'm from Cork in Ireland. And in 2007, I moved to Łódź in Poland, and I've been living there ever since. I went to an event about 4 years ago, and the theme was, "What's your quest?" And I remember kind of having a thought at the time, what am I doing in the world? What impact am I making? And obviously none. I was just chugging through life. So I realized at that stage, okay, I want to expose corruption and fraud, but give solutions. And I want to write a book about it. At the same event, I seen very good speakers. And I knew to get my message across, I'd have to be a competent speaker. I hated speaking prior to that. It was something, I've run big jobs, but regarding speaking in front of a group of people, I just did not enjoy it. And I wanted the ground to open up in front of me. And I know a lot of people felt that way. So I delved into Toastmasters. I've been in Toastmasters now for 3.5 years. I've just received the DTM, which is Distinguished Toastmaster. That's the highest award you can get there. And I created a podcast about 1.5 years ago called the Speaking Podcast. And I'm interviewing different people around the world to get them to share their journey and also tips on how to be good on stage, how to remember speeches, create events, workshops, etc. And the reason I've done that is I believe that if you want to make change in the world, you need to be a good speaker, because everybody has witnessed politicians that are fantastic speakers. But unfortunately, what happens is they speak, but don't do what they say, and also they don't do the right things. So there's plenty of decent people out there that want to make change, but they need to get their voice across. So I think speaking is critical for this. What I've done is I wrote the book and I gave it out. I printed it without publishing it, printed it, gave it out to about 20 people to get feedback. And I got 10 comments back, am I not worried about my life because of what I was going to write? And to be honest, I really wasn't worried, because I believe that if you want to see change, you have to do what you can fair for your life. But I was more concerned about my children. It's recently I have seen that the population is waking up. They're well aware now of a lot of the things that's going on. They realize that governments around the world are actually not telling them the truth, that there's a higher power above the government levels that are pulling the strings in corporations. So I think it's time now for the book to come out, and also the podcast. So what the podcast is going to be about, it's going to be me at times telling different stories that I have experienced. So to get off the bat, this is not conspiracy theory, it's truth. If I'm going to have people on, I don't call them whistleblowers, I call them truth tellers, because the truth needs to be told. But the difference is, there's a lot of books out there. I read a lot of books, some years, 100 books. There's a lot of brilliant books out there. One, people unfortunately aren't reading them. And two, they rarely offer solutions. So my main focus on having solutions. It won't be a case of attacking somebody or attacking an industry. It'll be creating alternatives or giving advice of how we can actually take different steps so we won't have the same outcome. I'll be talking about foods, different types of foods, what an impact they'll have on us, on products, like even home products, on medical system, like cancers, like treatments for cancers, on the legal system, on banks. A lot of people have lost their houses through the way the banks are run and the whole legal system and courts. And it's really corrupt, and it needs to be exposed, and there need to be changes for that. So millions of people around the world are suffering because of this. And I do believe that there are solutions that we can apply to make it better. So where are we going forward? I have different things. I'm going to have people coming on the show that I'll be interviewing. I'll be talking myself, but I'll also be discussing with a few people that have gone through similar situations. So for example, if I'm going to talk about maybe bailiffs, I can have a few people around the world that will actually tell their story, and I can put that up so that you know that this is going on worldwide. I've got friends all over the world, and what I've noticed is, what do people want? They want to look after their family, they want shelter, they want a nice house to live in, and they want food on their table, look after their parents. That is the main thing. And if you look at what's going on in the world, if you look at the crime rate and everything, people are robbing to actually achieve some of these things. So if we delve down into every step instead of looking at the problem, we can actually see solutions for everything. So I hope that you'll join me on this journey. Every week there'll be a different episode, and I'll make sure that I've got the proof for the different things. A lot of it is my own experience, and I can show exactly why it's true. And I have got my brother to actually create his song because he's the talented musician, and I will put it at the end. So perhaps I'll have it as an intro in future episodes. So you can review, give a 5-star rating, follow, share, and I hope you'll join me on this journey. Until next week, take care.